Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before starting with today's video, if you guys are new to the channel, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also check out my Amazon affiliate link down below. In today's video, we're going to attempt to fix my radio. My radio will not turn on whatsoever. I'll show you guys in a minute, but things we are going to do is we're going to check the fuse, pull the radio apart, see if we can see anything, maybe hook my multimeter up, make sure we're getting signal in, possibly try putting back my original radio and seeing what happens. So here's my radio. Let me turn my car to position 2. And usually it should be turning on by now. You can see my other accessories work, but this just does nothing. So I think we're gonna first start by taking a look at, there's 2 fuses in the glove box for the radio, or if you had navigation system, we're gonna take a look at that. And I hope it's not the radio, or I hope it's something just simple, because I mean, if the radio's dead, okay, that's kind of simple, get a new radio. But if it's not, we could be chasing a lot of different issues with this, and I mean, provided that the fuse is working fully. I also popped off this little panel and tried to press the reset button, nothing. So this is not receiving any power, it seems. So let's go check out the fuses, and then we'll probably try taking this apart, because I doubt it's a fuse. So the first thing we're gonna do is drop the glove box and open up the actual little fuse panel. There's these 2 little notches you pull out, and bam, we have access to the whole fuse panel. And then we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna come down here and we're going to look for the radio, which is right here. So it says its fuse is 7 and 41. So 7 is up here. So we're gonna take a look at fuse 7, and 41 is right here. So it should be a 5 amp fuse and a 30 amp. So let me pull those out and take a look at them. So after taking a look at both of them, they're perfectly good. Nothing is wrong with either of them. And that's the 5 amp. And that's the 30 amp. So we're gonna put these back and we're gonna move on to taking out the radio. Like I said, I didn't think it was a fuse, but it's always worth a shot to check out your fuses. So after taking my radio apart, I completely forgot that there's also a fuse on the back of the radio. So if we take a look right here, there is a fuse. I removed it and it actually was bad. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but it is blown open. It feels really cheap. So I do have a new fuse right here, another 15 amp to install. And yeah, I don't know why it blew, but we are going to try to put this back together with this fuse to see what happens. But my next thing, I would have taken out this connector right here, and I would have found where the positive and negative hooks up. So it looks like the brown in red. We would have hooked it up right there, and then I would have put a multimeter to make sure we're actually getting 12 volts to the harness. And if we were getting 12 volts to the harness, I'd then come down here, find 12 volts on here if possible, check it again, and then that could eliminate, or that could tell me if it's the wiring harness or the radio. And if I had 12 volts all the way through this harness, that would have said, hey, I think there's an issue with the actual radio. But that's not the case. It looks like the fuse was blown. I don't know necessarily why the fuse was blown, but we're gonna put it back together and hope that it doesn't blow again, and we'll see what happens. So let me go install my radio back in, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I ended up putting the radio back in with the new fuse. As soon as I plugged it in, blew the fuse. So now I'm checking this harness. Maybe it's the iBus thing that's wired weird, because I do not have the best wiring in my car for it. I've unplugged some other stuff, and I'm just trying to troubleshoot it to figure out what could be possibly blowing the fuse for this. So I am trying to diagnose that, and once I figure out some more information, I'll come back to you guys. But that's what it is. I went to go plug it back in, and it blew the fuse again. So something's definitely wrong. Something's being shorted out somewhere, and that's what I'm trying to hunt down right now. All right guys, so I did plug the original radio back in, and it seemed to be working fine. So there's 2 things that could be wrong. It's either the radio itself or this little wiring harness that came with it. I'm going to bet that it's the radio, because I checked the wiring harness. Nothing looks like it's shorting itself or bridging itself together. So this looks like this radio's fine. There's nothing wrong with the wiring. It was the actual radio, unfortunately. So I am going to reach out to Avon and see what's going on. Could just be I got a bad one. This is one of the original Avon 4s. So yeah, I haven't had any problems with it till recently, until this happened. So it could be a fluke incident. I wouldn't say they're bad company or anything like that. Could just be my radio. I've had it for a long time, so I'm gonna reach out to them and see what we can do. But for now, this looks like this has fixed the issue, and it looks like it's my radio. So we gotta place the radio. Alright guys, so I am going to conclude today's video. Too bad we couldn't actually fix the radio, but it seems that the radio is completely fried and it just keeps popping fuses. Like I said, the old radio, the original radio, is not popping any fuses, and the old radio does have a fuse on it, so if you guys do have the original radio, that is something to check to find out if it could be the radio or wiring. But in my case, I think it seems to be the radio because nothing else is pointing to why this thing is shorting, and nothing's changed in my car either, so I don't know why it would start popping a fuse now for something else. Like I said, we checked the ones in the glove box, and then we checked the wiring harness, and we checked the ones on the actual radio, and that one kept blowing, and seems to be the radio. So I will reach out to Avon and figure out if they can send me out a replacement or what's going on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything else going on with your car, let me know. Drop them in the comments down below. Like always, give this video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Check out my Amazon affiliate link down below, as well as my ECS affiliate link. And that's all I have for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.